Are you not entertained?
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
Everything is difficult in this life, so still you need to be on it.
It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Looking to the end zone for the win!
Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
The competition is back, and the UEFA Women's Champions League looks set to be bigger and better than ever before.
It's their time, a night to remember.
Is the power and the speed still there? Can he be the wrecking ball that he was once in his career?
Every fight has consequence. There is so much on the line.
It's the greatest fight card, I would say, in the history of the sport.
There's been a lot said about me meeting with Eddie Hearn for the first time.
Two top promoters in the UK have never even met.
This has been a coming together. This has been a light bulb moment.
10 boxers from the top 15. That's extraordinary.
It's the craziest card ever. It's not supposed to be this good.
It was time for everybody to get together.
When you didn't think it could get any better, it gets better.
December 23rd changes the landscape and the course of heavyweight history. I'm out to fight, and I'll fight to win.
Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We hope that you enjoy this little piece of home, because I'm sure that you don't get to go home all too often, right?
Yeah, it feels like home, yeah. Seeing the hockey jerseys, the hockey puck, and everything Canada. It's nice.
So why don't we go to the very beginning, where it all started. At home in Canada, what got you into soccer?
Yeah, I started playing at a very young age. I was 5 years old when I picked it up. I used to kick the ball around the house, you know, when I was even younger than that. But basically, my family are from the Caribbean, my mother and father. So that's the biggest sport over there.
I was going to say, I mean,
yeah.
how does someone in Canada, especially when you got into it,
Exactly.
how do you get into a sport that really isn't all that popular?
That's right, yeah. It's hockey. That's the biggest sport there, you know, and a few other sports as well.
She's up against Paredes. Lauren James. Carrillo is there as support. She knew exactly what Lauren James was wanting to do there.
Well, the Spanish word for walls is paredes, and that is exactly what Irene Paredes has been. At full fitness. That's been given away. Lucy Bronze was the intended target, and Yomi's trying to get clear, and Katakoya's come for it. Had to be strong, the goalkeeper. Prashnikov's going for the spectacular. And taken down confidently by Irene Paredes. Danger? What danger? And options in the middle here, Irene! Good save. Not far off from Irene Paredes.
I look at early in my career playing with the likes of Michael Kiteley, for example, you know, was doing really well in the National League after being released from Southend. But the way that his career just catapulted, you know, and ends up going on and getting promotion and playing week in, week out in the Premier League, having Manchester United chasing him at one stage. You know, his career went from strength to strength. Tyrone Mings, another one. You know, started in non-league. I played with him when he was a youngster at Ipswich. Ends up going and playing, you know, for England in major tournaments. So, you know, I look. There's a lot of stories of players that, when you see them at the beginning, it's difficult to see where their destination is, but it just shows that, you know, hard work and dedication, you can go on and achieve things.
There as support. She knew exactly what Lauren James was wanting to do that.
Well, the Spanish word for walls is paredes, and that is exactly what Irene Paredes has been at full fitness. That's been given away. Lucy Bronze was the intended target, and Yomi's trying to get clear, and Katakoya's come for it. Had to be strong, the goalkeeper. Prashnikov's going for the spectacular, and taken down confidently by Irene Paredes. Danger? More danger. And options in the middle here, Irene. Good save. Not far off from Irene Paredes.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We hope that you enjoy this little piece of home, because I'm sure that you don't get to go home all too often, right?
Yeah, it feels like home, yeah. Seeing the hockey jerseys, the hockey puck, and everything Canada. It's nice.
So why don't we go to the very beginning, where it all started. At home in Canada, what got you into soccer?
Yeah, I started playing at a very young age. I was 5 years old when I picked it up. I used to kick the ball around the house, you know, when I was even younger than that. But basically, my family are from the Caribbean, my mother and father. So that's the biggest sport over there.
I was going to say, I mean, how does someone in Canada, especially when you got into it, how do you get into a sport that really isn't all that popular?
That's right, yeah. It's hockey. That's the biggest sport there, you know, and a few other sports as well.
I look at early in my career playing with the likes of Michael Kitely, for example. You know, was doing really well in the National League after being released from Southend. But the way that his career just catapulted, you know, and ends up going on and getting promotion and playing week in, week out in the Premier League, having Manchester United chasing him at one stage. You know, his career went from strength to strength. Tyrone Mings, another one, you know, started in non-league. I played with him when he was a youngster at Ipswich. Ends up going and playing, you know, for England in major tournaments. So, you know, I look. There's a lot of stories of players that, when you see them at the beginning, it's difficult to see where their destination is, but it just shows that, you know, hard work and dedication, you can go on and achieve things.
speed still there? Can he be the wrecking ball that he was once in his career?
Every fight has consequence. There is so much on the line.
It's the greatest fight card, I would say, in the history of the sport.
There's been a lot said about me meeting with Eddie Hearn for the first time.
Two top promoters in the UK have never even met.
This has been a coming together. This has been a light bulb moment.
10 boxers from the top 15. That's extraordinary.
It's the craziest card ever. It's not supposed to be this good.
It was time for everybody to get together.
When you didn't think it could get any better, it gets better.
December 23rd changes the landscape and the course of heavyweight history. I know how to fight, and I'll fight to win.
She's up against Paredes. Lauren James. Carrillo is there as support. She knew exactly what Lauren James was wanting to do there.
Well, the Spanish word for walls is Paredes, and that is exactly what Irene Paredes has been at full fitness. That's been given away. Lucy Bronze was the intended target, and Yomi's trying to get clear, and Katakoya's come for it. Had to be strong, the goalkeeper. Prashnikov's going for the spectacular, and taken down confidently by Irene Paredes. Danger? More danger. Has options in the middle here, Irene. Good save. Not far off from Irene Paredes.
Hello, hello.
Oh, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We hope that you enjoy this little piece of home, because I'm sure that you don't get to go home all too often, right?
Yeah, it feels like home, yeah. Seeing the hockey jerseys, the hockey puck, and everything Canada. It's nice.
So why don't we go to the very beginning, where it all started. At home in Canada, what got you into soccer?
Yeah, I started playing at a very young age. I was 5 years old when I picked it up. I used to kick the ball around the house, when I was even younger than that. But basically, my family are from the Caribbean, my mother and father. So that's the biggest sport over there.
I was going to say, how does someone in Canada, especially when you got into it,
Exactly.
how do you get into a sport that really isn't all that popular?
That's right, yeah. It's hockey. That's the biggest sport there, and a few other sports as well.
Is the power and the speed still there? Can he be the wrecking ball that he was once in his career?
Every fight has consequence. There is so much on the line.
It's the greatest fight card, I would say, in the history of the sport.
There's been a lot said about me meeting with Eddie Hearn for the first time.
Two top promoters in the UK have never even met.
This has been a coming together. This has been a light bulb moment.
10 boxers from the top 15. That's extraordinary.
It's the craziest card ever. It's not supposed to be this good.
It was time for everybody to get together.
When you didn't think it could get any better, it gets better.
December 23rd changes the landscape and the course of heavyweight history. I know how to fight, and I'll fight to win.
following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
Are ready. The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready. The fight starts now. Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show. So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. Press conference live on DAZN.
Well, a very good evening, everybody, and welcome to the National Football Museum here in Manchester for the launch press conference ahead of March 28th's big night of next-gen action, headlined by Paris Olympian Pat Brown, who makes his professional debut in front of his brilliant support at Planet Ice in Altrincham, live only on DAZN. Jamie Ward here to bring you all the action from today's launch press conference ahead of a big night of next-gen action, as I say, March 28th in Altrincham. And we had to get one of Manchester's own, didn't we, to be alongside us today. Former WBA World Lightweight King, Mr. Anthony Crolla, is here. And when you look at Pat Brown, you only get one professional debut. He's got a growing support, which is incredible, by the way, considering the professional journey's not even begun yet. We know a standout amateur went to the Olympic Games, of course. But from what you've seen, what is there to like?
I said I'm a big Pat Brown fan. I genuinely mean that, and I spend a lot of time around Sale, where Pat's from, and honestly, the buzz around the town is absolutely massive. Only earlier, I think I was in the sunbed shop. I wasn't actually going on the sunbeds, but then even like the girls in there,
you look pretty tanned.
No, honestly, and they were saying messed up there, but he was. They were talking about, honestly, everyone's talking about it, and I mean that, and I think there's a lot of hype around it, but I believe the hype will be justified. I think he's one of the next big names to come out of Manchester. I really believe that.
And when you look at the promo, like you say, he certainly had the hype from promoter Eddie Hearn, who's expecting him to explode onto the professional scene on March 28th. Does that add a little bit of pressure, do you think?
Of course, it adds pressure, but I think pressure's a privilege, isn't it? And I think a fighter as good as Pat Brown, you know, he's an Olympian, he's going to embrace that. And pressure, what does he say? It makes diamonds, and I believe that's what you've got in Pat Brown. I think he's a lad who ticks a lot of boxes, a very likeable lad. He's going to have a huge fan base and a very fan-friendly style with a great team behind him. And like I say, expect big things from him.
And of course, a big Man United fan like yourself.
Big Red as well. Tough times at the minute, yeah. Hopefully, he's going to bring the Reds something to cheer about. It's pretty tough at the minute, but yeah.
Now listen, we were going to go through the fight card, but as you can see behind me, the fighters are on the stage, and so is promoter Eddie Hearn. Let's get today's press conference underway.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Anthony. And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Football Museum here in Manchester. Two press conferences, if you like, more informal chats. Firstly, to announce the March 28th card, of course, the professional debut of one of the top GB fighters, Olympian Pat Brown, in Altrincham on March 28th, live on DAZN. And later on, the face-off up here between Jack Catterall and Arnold Barboza, one of the best fights in the 140-pound division for the WBO Interim World Championship next Saturday at the Co-op Live. A brilliant night of boxing, not just Catterall Barboza, but Reece Bellotti against Michael Gomez. That one's going to be fiery. Pat McCormack in a big step up against Robbie Davis Jr. Jazza Dickens also in action against Zelfa Barrett. You've got Connor Tudsbury making his debut. You've got William Crolla. You've got Akib Fiaz. You've got Alfie Midamis. You've got plenty more. Big night of boxing next Saturday at the Co-op. But firstly, we're going to talk about March 28th, Altrincham. The man to my right going to be filling this place up. He has ordered 2,000 tickets for his professional debut. A 6-round fight. Plenty of you here tonight, Pat Brown fans as well in the house. And it is going to be the start of a very exciting journey. We've also got a tremendous undercard. We saw a brilliant next gen last week. We've got another brilliant one on March 28th. And we're actually going to go to the chief support for that night, first of all, because it's a fight that we've actually waited for now. This is the third time it's been made. Cameron Bong against Jordan Flynn. 2 times it fell through. Then you saw a brilliant fight between Cameron Bong and Gavin Gwynn. And Cameron, welcome. And before I go to you, we've actually had a message and a video message come in from Jordan Flynn, who's currently in Los Angeles, I presume training, but I believe they're going to play it now.
Everyone, thank you for having me here today. I just want to say thank you to Matchroom for the opportunity of this fight happening again. It's been a long time coming. This is the 3rd time lucky now, which is crazy, but we're back here. I think my order's ready from In-N-Out Burgers. But yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. I'm actually in LA right now in Beverly Hills, just having a nice holiday, chilling out. I'm not gonna really train for this fight, to be honest, because after seeing Cameron's last fight, it was a bit of a joke. That performance, I wasn't impressed. He's not actually as good as I thought he was, so I think there's no need for a training camp this time around. And also, to minimize the chances of an injury happening, I think it's best we don't train. Cameron, I suggest you do the same. I think you should just take it a bit easy. Don't train too hard. We don't want no more shoulder injuries happening. Just take it easy, man. No more excuses this time. Yeah, I've had to give Cameron the opportunity again. I wasn't going to, but I thought, you know what? We need to get justice for Gavin. Sorry about that, my order came. But yeah, as I was saying, I need justice for Gavin. It's not fair what's happened to him with that poor decision last time out. But anyways, I can't wait to see you guys on the 28th of March. Vyong, make sure you're ready. No excuses. Let's go, baby.
Well, we've seen some great press conferences between you two. We've seen some argy-bargy. It is a build-up that we're all enjoying. And now, third time lucky, we're going to see it.
Yeah, last time I checked there, it was him that pulled out. But listen, Eddie, I'm just happy the fight's on. Hopefully he turns up this time, and I can't wait to smash him to pieces.
Last time out was a great experience for you. It was a fight I watched back. Could have gone either way. It was a tremendous fight. You know, a lot of people felt that you took a little bit of an unnecessary risk fighting that fight with Gavin Gwynn, but what has come out of the back of it is a brilliant 10 rounds of experience and looking to not even bounce back, but just make a real statement in this fight.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great experience. No one can take that away now. And I got dragged into deep waters. I knew he would do that, and he put it on us, to be fair. I've been saying I've got big balls and I've got a big heart, and I had to show it when I boxed Gavin Gwynn, but I think it's a different type of fight, and I'm looking forward to smashing his face right in.
Do you think that maybe he watched that fight and you know, might have seen or built a little bit of confidence about fighting you? Because it was made very quickly off the back of that fight.
Yeah, hopefully he has. Hopefully he comes to try and do the same thing. I think he'll get a big shock. But listen, like he said, hopefully he turns up. Third time lucky. I cannot wait.
Well, a great fight. Cameron Vong against Jordan Flynn. Going to enjoy the build-up for that. Over to your right, Rhiannon Dixon. Welcome. Back in action. A roller coaster to win that world title. Lost it in a brilliant fight against Terry Harper, but now ready to return. Local for you as well, and on the way to trying to become a two-time world champion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the last time out was the worst performance, probably even in any of my white collar fights. So I feel like I've got a point to prove now, and I'm just grateful that you've got me back on, you know, Matchroom, and I can't thank you enough. And yeah, I'm excited to get back out there in front of a local crowd.
I mean, they always say that you learn the most from your losses. Obviously, you never want that to happen, but do you feel that as well? Like I said, it was a roller coaster. Really, all of a sudden, the world title opportunity came out. You won that. Next, you're headlining, and it just giving you a chance to take a step back and have a look at what you're doing with Anthony and come back stronger.
Yeah, definitely. I think we just took each opportunity as it come, like the Commonwealth, European, and then world title. We couldn't say no, but obviously, you know, we're both so new to it. You know, me coming from white collar and Anthony's the new coach, so we had a lot to learn, and we sat down and went through everything, and yeah, took a lot. It was a sad time, but yeah, we're through it now, and we'll be back there.
Well, good. It's a brilliant division. Look forward to seeing you March 28th. William Croller. It feels a bit weird for you and Connor because you're fighting next week and you've got business to take care of, but as you know, we want to keep our fighters active, and for you as well, obviously, a good fight for you next Saturday at the Co-op Live, but then nice and busy, all being well, just, 5 or 6 weeks later, straight back out again.
No, yeah, big thanks to you and the team for keeping me so busy, but like you say, I've got a tough start, a good step up next week, and one looking forward to, one ensuring what I'm about in, but Manchester boxing's close to booming again. I'm very excited to be part of it. Like, when it says it booms again, they'll say my name is one of the reasons why. Like you say, I've got Connor, Pat. There's no reason big boxing shouldn't come back to Manchester now.
How important is that activity? I mean, you've done really well. Even before you got the contract with us, you'd had those kind of little fights in between on some smaller hall stuff as well, but you've always been nice and active.
No, yeah, it's massive. It's massive. It's only fight night, it's just a small part of it, but it's the camps, you're improving, always staying in the gym. I think it's the second time I've been to a press conference for a different fight the same week as one of the other fights, and last time it went well with 2 knockouts, so I plan on doing the same now.
Well, good luck, firstly, next Saturday, and then March 28th. A young man that we're very excited about. I think right now, globally, we have by far the best talent roster of young fighters coming through. And this man, Connor Tudsbury, again, has his professional debut next Saturday, but will also be in action in Altrincham. A fast start for you, and
Good
very
start,
important.
yeah.
One of the reasons that you teamed up with us. But how excited are you? Firstly, ahead of next week, a massive debut for you in Manchester, and then keeping nice and active.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Couldn't ask for a better start to my professional career. Matchroom, got one of the biggest arenas in Europe. Co-op Live, can't wait to get out there, knock some heads together, sleep some people, and see where my professional journey takes me.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, your reputation as a big puncher precedes you. Everybody talks about that as well. Important not to get carried away, start loading up on your shots. You've got natural power. You know what you're doing.
So you're going to see a lot of, on Feb 15th and March 28th, you're going to see a lot of experience. You're going to see all experience. You're going to see good stuff.
Well, it's a big debut for you, Feb 15th, and
Thank
see
you.
you also in Altrincham. We talk about, before we go to Pat, we talk about another great fight on the title fight, English super middleweight title, Reece Farnell against Mark Dickinson. Mark, we'll start with you as well, moving up to super middle as well. You had a tremendous fight in Japan last time out. Now, coming off that defeat, must win for you on March 28th.
No, definitely a must win. Obviously coming off the defeat, it was a bit of a hard pill to swallow. I thought I was ready for the step up. Obviously not. I think stepping up to a super middleweight will definitely suit my style. With Reese's style as well, we both come forward, we both meet head on, and I think it could steal the show, this fight.
Yeah, a lot of people talking very good things about Reece Farnell. You know he's a good fighter, but like you said, your style should gel tremendously.
Yeah, definitely. I think the style should gel. I think it'll be a tremendous fight. And we'll see who takes the first backward step.
Yeah. Reece, I've seen your fights as well. Not many backward steps for you as well, but a big platform for you on a big night. Will be completely sold out in Altrincham that night as well. Ready for a big fight for the English super middleweight title.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. First time on a big stage like this. Like I said, it's going to be a tough fight. None of us take a step back. Yeah, it's going to be good.
And this man as well, you know, coming off that defeat in a great fight out in Japan as well. Plenty of experience as well. Should be a tremendous tussle.
Yeah, I know he's a tough kid. He's got plenty of experience. But different game, this pro game. 10 rounds, should be good.
Farnell against Dickinson. Tremendous fight to join Vong against Flynn as well. Now we go to this man, which many of you are here for tonight, Pat Brown. I mean, you just said to me, you know, you keep giving me a day or 2 days notice for these things. I mean, look how many people have just turned out for your press conference. We saw it for your announcement that you were turning professional as well. You just told me tickets are flying. You didn't even know you'd ordered 2,000, and I think a huge chunk of them have gone already. You said, what's the record? I said, I don't know. I mean, for a 6-round debut, 400, 500, 600. No one has ever done this before in British boxing. Excited, ready to go. We did it right nice and local for you. Going to be an electric night, March 28th.
Yeah, definitely. Hello, 1, 2. Can everyone hear me? Yeah. I wasn't on this until karaoke at my mum's birthday. Yeah, no, it's going to be an electric atmosphere. I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, I'm honoured to headline on my pro debut. Not many fighters can do that, so I'm in a really fortunate position. And it's not even just that for me. I know everyone on the undercard. You know, I did scaffolding with Will on the end there. We were having our lunch brews and that in freezing cold, lifting steel tube, and he was telling me he's turning over pro and this and that. And obviously, I was going down the Olympic route. So we've got memories there. Obviously, Connor, I've known him since a kid, and we've had a little ding dong when we were kids as well, and now we're training together as stable mates. Obviously, Mark, I've had another ding dong with him when I was 17. Reece, Northwest championships and that, just regionals. I've seen Reece box and that, and obviously boxing with Cam and stuff. And I know Rihanna from the Crawler gym and that. So it's really nice to have everyone who I know on the undercard, and it's not just me. It's just Manchester boxing in itself coming back, and that's what I've been dreaming of. And I've got a good opponent. He's got a positive record, which is good, and it's not just going to be someone who's just going to be tucking up. He's going to be coming. He's going to be swinging some shots, and yeah, I'm going to have a good
hospitality there. What I mean,
like I'm going to have, you know, everyone who's there, all the hundreds of tickets I'm selling, they're all going to be cheering, chanting, and yeah, my opponent's going to be getting an earful as well, and he's going to be getting an earful from my fist and all.
So he's going to be having some good hospitality as well.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Well, the boy. Here we go. Yeah, remember that. We talk about your opponent. I've got to be honest with you. When I saw this opponent, I was kind of just thinking we just have a nice knockover job. This guy, I think 15-5. He drew with Vasil Dukar, who's given a lot of British cruiserweights a lot of problems. He's very, very tough. I think the only 2 stoppages he's had against huge punching, experienced cruiserweights as well. Are we all right with him? I mean, we can change it if you want, but...
No, so, to be honest with you, I don't even know the background of him too much with who he's boxed and stuff like that. I'll leave that to Jamie and Nige, but I'll just get in there. I've boxed. I know amateur's different, but, you know, I was just saying to Kieran over there, who was on the GB setup with, we used to go to the back end of nowhere, and it'll be like, right, you're fighting a Kazakh, and you say, all right then, and then you'll do a fight analysis, you get in the ring, you suss them out, and now I've got another... You know, I've got 6 rounds instead of 3, so yeah, it's going to be good, and he's going to be coming at me. I've seen his style a little bit. He's tucked up and that, and it's nothing I've never seen before. And yeah, that's what I want. I don't want a typical journeyman in front of me. I want to get the ball rolling properly and show everyone what I'm about.
I know that, you know, obviously the message from Jamie and Nigel will be stay calm and, you know, nice and composed. And I'm sure you'll be that as well. But there will be a part of you when you walk out. This is going to be one of the great atmospheres. You understand that if you have 2,000 of your own fans that you have sold tickets to out of your hand, you know, you're talking about kind of Josh Warrington level style support in an 11,000 arena, crammed into what will be 3,000 at Planet Ice in Altrincham. It's going to be absolutely wild in there.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, when I was an amateur, I would have a good few hundred come and watch me, even on, you know, just little Northwest finals and stuff like that. So this is going to be a box to tick that I've never experienced before. But, you know, they followed me everywhere. I know what I'm getting myself into. And, yeah, it's in Altrincham, 15 minutes away from my house. Everyone can get on the Met. I've already got an after party at Kennedy's in the Irish bar. Best Guinness going. So everyone can go there.
Great hospitality as well.
Yeah, definitely there, 100%, definitely there. But no, I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, let's get the show on the road.
Well, it's going to be some journey, some night, March 28th. Tickets have just gone on sale. I think they're going to be sold out very, very quickly, mostly from this man. But a great night of boxing. Next gen, we saw it last Friday, our top young fighters getting tested. Pat Brown makes his professional debut against a very, very tough opponent in his opening contest. A brilliant fight between Jordan Flynn and Cameron Vong. The English Super Middleweight Championship, Reece final against Mark Dickinson. Connor Tudsbury fight number 2. The development of the explosive Will Crawler continues. And former world champion Rhiannon Dixon back on track. It's going to be a brilliant night. We'll see you March 28th live on DAZN. Thanks for coming.
Well, the fighters now aren't going to pose for some pictures on the stage with promoter Eddie Hearn. Really is quite incredible, isn't it? 2,000 tickets for a 6-round debut.
I said I wasn't joking before. There's a massive buzz around the town. Everyone's asking me about it. I'm going to be there, and I absolutely would be there, even if I wasn't with Rhiannon and William. It's going to be a fantastic show.
Yep, Connor Tudsbury, of course, trained by Jamie Moore and Nigel Travis in Manchester, on the stage there alongside William Crawler and Rhiannon Dixon, 2 fighters you know well. We'll just face this camera.
Facing this way, I mentioned obviously Pat being a future star of Manchester boxing. Listen, Connor Tudsbury, the talent he's got. Listen, I believe, injuries aside, there's a great chance we'd have seen him at the Olympics as well, which would have been some achievement for the Moss Side Fire Station Club. Great talent. Listen, that fight that's on there now, that can't not be a banger. I mean, between Mark and Reece, I think, like you say, none of them want to take a backward step, and yeah, that could steal the show. It'd be a great fight.
Yeah, Mark Dickinson and Reece Farnhill contest the English Super Middleweight Championship, and here he is, the main man on the stage behind us. Let's get a shot of him. Pat Brown, the beginning of what he, his team, promoter Eddie Hearn, believe can be the start of a wonderful journey to the top. Vladimir Reznicek, the opponent, but March 28th, headlining Welcome Pat Brown to DAZN. Just before we do let you go, we are just going to give you a quick reminder, if we can, of all that is coming your way on March 28th. The 4 made fights, of course, include your charge, Anthony, former WBO World Lightweight Champion Rhiannon Dixon, looking to bounce back on what she's called a road to 2-time. What's impressed you about her mentality?
The attitude, I think, Rhiannon said there, and that's taking nothing away from Terry Harper that night. You know, it was Rhiannon's worst night she's ever had at the office, and she knows that can't happen again. And I think, you know, the drop down in weight, you'll see a more, you know, faster Rhiannon Dixon. And listen, she's determined to become a 2-weight world champion or a 2-time world champion if a rematch doesn't happen at some point, or at lightweight. I believe she'll do that. She's got a great mindset for it, and she knows she's stopped feeling sorry for herself, and she's really going about business in the gym well.
Look forward to seeing Rhiannon back in the ring. And then, as you say, you mentioned that fight there. Reece Farnhill defends his English super middleweight title against Mark Dickinson. After 2 failed attempts, it's third time lucky. Long-term rivals Cameron Vong and Jordan Flynn will finally do battle over 10 rounds to settle their long-lasting feud. And of course, in the main event, Paris Olympian Pat Brown makes his highly anticipated professional debut. Also on the card, Commonwealth Games silver medalist Taylor Bevan will look to go 3-0 after an impressive knockout just a week ago, of course, in London. Your younger brother, Anthony, of course, William Croller, fights for what will be on March 28th, the 8th time as a professional, but he's got a good fight, first of all, next weekend in Manchester.
He has got a good fight this weekend. I think that his opponent next weekend holds a win over Bilal Fawaz, who's just obviously been involved in a fantastic fight with Junaid Boston, a draw fight that could have gone either way. So it's certainly a step up, and I'll be shocked if he doesn't get rounds. Listen, it's no gimme for sure, but it's a step up that I believe he's ready for, that he believes he's ready for, and he's got to go out there and show what he can do.
And also on March 28th, we're talking about earlier, weren't we? It'll be his first 8-rounder.
Yeah.
Well, that all going well, of course, on next Saturday. Yeah. You feel he's ready for that little step too?
Yeah, he's improving all the time in the gym. He's getting fantastic in our sparring with like Sahir Iqbal, the Croft twins, Gavin and Johan Croft, and that's bringing him on massively. So he's not been getting the rounds, in the fights, but he's certainly been getting them in the gym. But yeah, one fight at a time. Like I say, he's giving a good fight next weekend. Comes through that, and we'll look to step up.
Conor Tudsbury also makes his professional debut next weekend here in Manchester, and will make professional fight number 2 on March 28th. As you can see behind us, Ant, we are getting set for something a little bit unique here tonight. It's a live face-off. Boxing fans love this concept, but we're going to bring Jack Cattrall.
I didn't know this was happening.
In front of a live audience too, but with Eddie Hearn in the middle, stirring the pot. We're going to bring Jack Cattrall.
Eddie's going to be good at that.
I think he'll be all right.
I've got a feeling Eddie won't mind it.
Be good. So don't go anywhere, because we are going to be bringing Jack Cattrall and Arnold Barboza Jr. together for face-off live. But as far as Pat Brown's professional debut goes, we'll see you for a stacked night of next-gen action. March 28th, live on DAZN from Planet Ice in Altrincham. From myself, Jamie Ward, from Anthony Croller. We'll see you soon.
It's the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready. The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready. The fight starts now.
Let's go. How do you like it? On the show. So aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this. With a corner knockdown. Still the undisputed champion of the world. Press conference live on DAZN.